I landed on the secret money of motorsport that was hiding in plain sight for us all to see, but it's about to be banned. Why? Well, I had to travel to Thailand to visit the MotoGP race to find out. My dad raced through the mid to late 80s and 90s, where tobacco sponsorship was predominantly the main way that motorsport was funded in both MotoGP and Formula One. Lucky Strike, Marlboro and Rothmans, to name just a few, piled millions into motorsport, only for this to be ruled out year on year when bans on advertising cigarettes came into force. Things have changed over the years. We've seen a shift from tobacco to alcohol to energy drinks, and things have changed even more. In 2023, we arrived at Le Mans this season for the Estrella Galicia 0% alcohol beer also to be taped up. Now this obviously is making it more and more difficult for teams to find sponsorship to go racing with. Now the latest craze in our sport is cryptocurrency, and a few different brands have appeared, whether that's on Fabio Quartararo's visor or title sponsoring the Spielberg Grand Prix last season was a company called Crypto Data. And at that Grand Prix we did see a few Lamborghinis with Romanian license plates. Now motorsport is getting prohibitively expensive for everyone involved, so that means that teams are always looking for new ways to fund their racing. To get you up to speed on the cost of a MotoGP team, to compete at the back of the fields, teams are said to roughly cost between $10 and $15 million. And to be at the sharp end in a factory team, they're said to be upwards of 50 million, but closer to the 100 million mark. Obviously this isn't a patch on Formula One, where teams have been seen to be spending 300 to 400 million, but obviously it's expensive nonetheless. Now it's not just the teams that have to find money to get the racing going, circuits also have to buy the event from Formula One or MotoGP. For a circuit to host an event in MotoGP, it's said to cost between $5 and $8 million per event. Now obviously that has to be funded one way or another, whether that's from the circuit themselves or outside investment from governments or sponsorships. Now we've all seen alcohol, energy drink and cigarette sponsorship plastered over circuits for years, but Thailand was trying to change that. Now before I go any further with this video, I just want to point out I'm not for or against any of these topics I'm about to discuss. This video is purely for educational purposes. Now it's time to head to the Chang International Circuit in Thailand. Chang Beer is the title sponsor of this Grand Prix, and they have done since 2017. They also sponsor Buriram Football Club, and that stadium is also located in the same grounds as the racetrack. But when you dig a little bit deeper into this, you'll notice something about this track that you've never seen at a race circuit before, and you would have absolutely no idea about it unless you came to the Grand Prix in 2022. Now I need to introduce you to a guy called Nguyen Chidchob. He's renowned for pioneering a world-class football stadium as well as a race circuit that hosts one of the biggest crowds each year in MotoGP. The $50 million circuit has been a huge success. In 2023, 180,000 Thai fans descended on the track to watch the event. So clearly, Nguyen is a very clever businessman. Talking about the track specifically, I was lucky enough to be on one of the very first track days hosted there in 2014. It's got amazing fast straights, it's got fast and flowing corners, it's got tight and twisty technical sections, and it also has an amazing last corner that always provides great racing. Thailand also has a local home hero now in the form of Chantra. He's won Moto2 races and is set to make his MotoGP debut in the coming seasons. He also has awesome hair. But so what? Well, in 2022, Thailand became the first country in Southeast Asia to remove this plant from being banned in your garden. All because of, guess who? Nguyen Chidchob. The possession, distribution and cultivation of this plant all became perfectly legal in Thailand, and within a year the market had a value of $800 million within the country, with projections of this market to rise to $1.68 billion by 2025. But what's that got to do with motorsport? Well, not only is Nguyen the president of Buriram FC, he's also part of a political party in Thailand, and one of their central policies was based around the legalisation of this plant. Nguyen said that it could be a nation-altering plant that would lead to saving lives and economic benefit for the entire country. So as part of his plan to promote this, last season 1,000 cannabis plants were delivered to the racetrack. Well, actually it turned out to be 999 because a school principal actually stole one from where they were getting stored. Naturally, this piqued my interest in the subject, and I went on to do one of the sketchiest things I've ever done for this channel, and I visited a backstreet cannabis farm in Bangkok. If that's not worth you subscribing to the channel, I don't know what is. I am nervous. Look where we are. We're just in the middle of Bangkok at a cannabis farm. Oh yeah, he's got sunglasses too.
example.
Okay, perfect. As if I wasn't sweating enough already. They suit me.
What do they say?
Can you smell that?
Can you smell that?
We're at the right place.
There is definitely weeding.
Just when I thought I wasn't sweating enough.
So your shoes are on too.
I think I'm looking great. Oh, that's why we've got sunglasses, I see. That is the
Baby one over there, isn't it?
yeah.
A lot of the ones they grow in Sydney are autoflower because it's easier for them to grow. So
All right.
this is like the better stuff that you want.
Oh, okay.
Organic, yeah. Autoflower.
That's organic, and
That's like it's just like an easier to grow, quicker to grow one instead of having like all the leaves and stuff as well. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, when the flowering is ready to harvest, like we cut the plant and hang in the dry room. Approximately 10 days or 14 days. After that, when we hang, we move to trimming. Example for trimming by hand. When we cut the leaf, right, we have small leaf and keep. Yeah, example like this. Approximately 1 gram. Jing đó.
Oh, wait, that much? Is that good? And then go or?
For check. Okay. 150 baht.
150 baht.
ของเราเยอะอยู่ไม่เห็น
That bag's quite expensive then.
Yeah, this one would be.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's very fruity. Fruity, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, sweet.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah, like that.
Now we're on police camera action.
Yeah.
How many hours a day do they do this for?
Oh, 1 day 8 hours. He trim 400 gram
400
Okay.
gram 1 hour?
1 day.
1 day.
One day.
400 gram. Ah, okay, very nice.
8 hours.
8 hours.
Short song.
Yeah. Exactly right, that's crazy.
Maybe cannabis. Baby
Maybe, yeah.
3 weeks from the ceiling and
3
from the
weeks?
cone.
3 weeks.
Whoa!
Grows fast.
It grows so fast.
Now becoming an expert on how to grow cannabis, there's a tank downstairs with all the fertiliser and water in, which comes up these pipes into here, into these irrigation systems that are all completely automatic. All the lighting's automatic, it's temperature controlled, CO2 controlled. It's actually the cleanest, most impressive thing I've seen in Bangkok. Well, in Thailand. Everything's normally quite, well, you've seen some of the wiring in Bangkok, and this, I've never seen anything like it. It's very impressive. These plants here are 3 weeks old. Some of them are cloned, some of them are grown from seeds. So this system here, the whole thing moves. So when she's trimming the plants, she can move backwards and forwards. So how much would that be?
So this whole table in Sydney would probably be worth close to like 80,000. Yeah.
Just one
Yeah.
table.
One table.
Aussie,
Aussie, yeah. So probably like 40
40 grand.
Yeah, 40 grand, yeah.
So you've got 40, 80, 120, 160, 200.
240 grand in England.
240 grand just in this side of the room. In one room.
I can see how it's paying for motorsport. Yeah. Okay,
Because the baby
they're already downstairs.
I hang the pan.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the drying room, but it's empty because you saw them all downstairs cutting it. Now that takes us on to 2022, when we were greeted at the racetrack by an array of 4-foot plants surrounding the perimeter of the track. I remember getting there and looking at it and thinking, that's dope. But this is where things get so difficult for our sport. Laws vary so much from country to country. For example, in the UK, there's jail sentences of up to 14 years depending on what you're doing with this plant. So obviously, as a consequence of that, certain brands are reluctant to advertise near it. Not long after the MotoGP race was held in 2022, Nguyen organised a festival called Panram, where 20,000 people were set to come to the Chang International Circuit to celebrate all things cannabis. So I signed up to attend to try it up. No, I'm only kidding, Mum. She watches these, she go absolutely mental. But that's where things hit a major roadblock, not only for Thailand, but for motorsport too. After just 2 years of it being legal in Thailand, an opposing political party has said that it's destroying the country and they're fighting to ban it again. And that's where things are already changing. When we arrived at the circuit this year in 2023, plants were being dug up and replaced by new plants. But I couldn't help myself and I tried to delve even deeper into this mystery. If you looked very closely when you entered the track this year, there was a small logo for the Ministry of Tourism and Sports in Thailand, who were clearly sponsoring the event this year. And when you click on their website, the very first page you're greeted with is a page all about cannabis in Thailand. Naively, I never imagined that global politics would play such an intricate role in our sport. But as we move into new territories outside of Europe, I think it's going to start playing a larger role in everything that we do. Over the last few years, MotoGP was set to race in Kazakhstan, which is right next to Russia, Finland, which is right next to Russia. There's new links to Saudi Arabia, and we also visit Qatar, that didn't exactly get the best press when the Football World Cup went there recently. Moving to these new regions is going to bring new money into our sport, but perhaps new troubles too. But for now, the 999 other plants were confiscated by the school principal and the circuit was left high and dry.
T-Mac out.